Stock market today analysis for November 15th, 2022. Now, if this isn't absolute proof that the stock market is disconnected from the rest of society, then I don't know what you need in order to prove that to you. Despite reports that Russian missiles landed in NATO ally Poland and killed 2 civilians, stocks pushed higher. Does this seem good? Does that seem good for the economy? All right, I get it. The warmongering stocks, the warmongers of society. Okay, that does good. But does this do good for 99% of society? Does this do good for Baskin and Robbins? Does this do good for Macy's? Does this do good for Walmart? But stocks push higher. If you got bombs being dropped all over the world and the stock market still keeps going up, it's just time, if you haven't already, to smack yourself in the face and to realize that the stock market is disconnected from the rest of society. Stock market moves up and down based on things other than what it used to back in the 1980s. You know, if you still want to, in 2022, if you still want to live in the 1980s, well, you know, that's your prerogative. But I'm not. And to me, this is just like putting nails in a coffin. The stock market is not connected to the rest of society. It's in its own thing. Being in its own thing, Nasdaq up 1.45% today. S&P 500 up 0.88% today. U.S. Treasury 10-year down 7.3 basis points. Gold up 0.37%. Bitcoin up 2.28%. Oil up 1.4%. Still got earnings going on. Walmart reported before the bell today. Tomorrow we got what was that? Nvidia, Cisco, Target, Lowe's, and got some other big players. Macy's reporting on Thursday, and some other people. So make sure you're staying on top of your earnings reports and you are taking appropriate action for however your trading style is. You do that. We got the VIX today. The VIX is closed at 24.54, and overall in the last month, VIX is down, right? Raising up just a little bit over the last couple days, but not much raising up. So it's kind of low. The MMRI closed at 252.9, so now we're kind of back in this middle of the high range. We're in that 250, right between 200 and 300. Pulling back a little bit. Nonetheless, we're still in the high level of risk. This is based on the Dixie, which Dixie is basically comparing the dollar to other basket of currencies, and the U.S. 10-year Treasury. It's coming up with this little formula to help indicate some risk. Bonds, we see that on the 5-year, 10-year, and 30-year, we're slowly moving down. This 52-week average. A couple days ago or so, they were all the way pushing on this high end of this 52-week range, but now we're pulling back just a little bit. It's late here in Hawaii, so all that data is cleared out. What we see, at least I see, because I've been making these videos. So I remember when it was pushing up here. So these rates are pulling back just a little bit. We got the on our daily chart, looking at a 3-month time period. S&P 500. It you know, it's again, you know, it's saying it's up, it's so to me, like that's not exciting. I don't know what to call that, you know, like I don't know, maybe because I'm a chart guy, this is just misleading. It makes it think like, oh, it was a green candle today. Nope, it's a red candle, but it just happens to be up higher than it was yesterday. So technically, I guess it's up. Take it for however you want to look at it in your perspective. But opened up here, closed down. We got this long shadow to the bottom side, making a little tail here. So it's a little bit of a mixed indicator. As far as is it a bullish candle or is it a bearish candle? It's bearish because it opened higher than it closed, but it's got a little bullish sentiment there because it traded all the way down here and pressed up here today, which would maybe we're going to start kind of running into some resistance around this 200-day moving average. Technology sector got a similar look with our candle today. It's up. Overall, it's up, but maybe seems to be running out of some momentum based on these earlier green candles back over here, which must have been, today's Tuesday, must have been Friday and Thursday. We'll see how tomorrow is looking. We got some selling volume coming in. Technology, healthcare, really just building a base above this 52 or the 200-day moving average. Got that 20-day moving average moving up here. Kind of moving sideways right at the moment, hitting this resistance around that 135, but still maintaining above that 30-day moving average. The financial sector still above the 200-day moving average, but got two red candles in a row, basically going sideways. Closed here, closed here. It's up just a tad bit, but still some negative sentiment looking like for the moment. And for consumer discretionary, battling that 52, excuse me, geez, that 50-day moving average, and got a similar closing lower than it was. Industrials, building this. Looks like we're gapped up here. Looks like we're building a new support right around this $99 to $98 range, somewhere in there. Maybe looks like maybe we're going to be building that 99. Looking to the left, we see that seems very probable since it's done that before, and just in a 3-month period. But we're over that 200-day moving average. IWM is looking weakly, holding very weakly, meaning not strong, with some not much strength, maintaining above this 200-day moving average here with this doji looking action. We'll see if that falls below that 200-day moving average or if it's gonna be able to maintain above that. Qs, we got a similar look in the Qs. This red candle opened up and closed higher than yesterday, though, maintaining above that 50-day moving average. The dollar moved up today, but overall it has fallen down, getting close to this 200-day moving average here. And bonds been moving up now, getting close to that 50-day moving average. It seems like it's pulling some, might be pulling some steam to the upside. And we definitely broke out of that top part of that range. Looks like we're kind of that moving sideways right now out of it. So weeks ago, I don't know if it was, yeah, it might have been weeks ago, I was saying I wonder if it's going to grind, sideways out of this. And so it's kind of what we're doing right now. It's got the sideways. We'll see if we stay out of this. If we're able to just grind sideways, it might break that downward trend through a sideways movement. Price of oil currently had a had this up day, but got all the way up here to $88 and then sold off down here, even though it closed higher than it opened. It's kind of negative sentiment on that. Like, it's not too bullish when sellers pushing it all the way down here below that 20-day moving average. And today our candles selling off at the moment. Seems like we're building this building some support around that $85 area, a little bit somewhere 84.50 to 85. Maybe getting up to the high 85, somewhere in there, and to this about $88 range. Gold. Yeah, gold had been moving up. We see some slowing momentum with these candles, right? These big wide range bars here, but it starts slowing down. Now maybe we're peaking out here. Could be, that's what it looks like right now, but it's time for this to start moving back up. We see this traded all the way up here, but selling pressure pushed it back down here. Bitcoin. Bitcoin still below 17,000 at the moment. It's been trading, touching, like breaking this 16 a little bit back these couple days over here. So if we look at, let's see, past year, you see it just has this pattern of doing that, right? It, especially starting here, sideways drop, kind of do this up thing, up down a little bit, but boom, sorry, drop, just not maintaining anything. Sure you heard all the news of the FTX stuff. That's probably weighing somewhat negatively on Bitcoin. I'm not sure if that's what dropped it off right here, but I don't know. Me personally, you could say that, oh, you just don't understand and blah 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 blah. You can say all that stuff. I don't give a rat's whatever, to be honest with you. If you say that, I don't care. And maybe I don't understand, but I'll tell you what I do understand. I do understand looking at these charts. So I don't see why, if you have the ability, unfortunately, the state that I live in, I do not have the ability to easily trade cryptocurrencies. For whatever reason, it's just not a free enough country for me to be able to trade cryptocurrencies. You know, I don't necessarily like that, but nonetheless, this is the unfree state that I live in, and I'm just gonna play by their rules so I don't end up in jail over some stinking Bitcoin. But if I lived in a state that was free enough, that gave me enough freedom to unshackle my hands and allow me to trade some cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, I don't see why I'd be hodling it. I don't see any point in hodling it. I don't see any point. Buy and hold. Why? Why buy and hold when you can trade it? If you can trade up, you can trade down. If you can trade down, you can trade up. So there'd be no point in just buying and holding. You can just trade, be more nimble with the stuff, because I'll tell you what, it's just been dropping, right? Where'd all those dorks go that said it's going to 500,000 in 2 months? Where'd those dorks go? You know, they shut the F up, didn't they? They really just shut the F up right now. So that's what I would do if I were you. If you live in a state that gives you enough freedom to be able to put some trades on Bitcoin, then I would go long and short. I want to be hodling, because again, if you can trade these charts, you can trade up and you can just keep riding it up. If it's going to go to 500,000 in the next 2 seconds, you can just ride it up. Lots of bad news. Lots of bad news going on, right? You got all this stuff with the FTX stuff. You got bombs being dropped, potentially, like getting ready to start this bigger world war. You got stocks going up. You got crypto going down. So, you know, you know what you can potentially do? You can potentially go to ihavesuccess.com, download some stuff, specifically this one, cash secured put stock selection guide, get an idea of how to select stocks to sell cash secured put options on, stocks that you wouldn't mind owning the rest of your life if you had to. Because, you know, like, there's companies that survived wars. Probably, even if there's going to be a big world war, there's probably going to be some stocks that still make it through. And you can buy those stocks at any time. You can sell some put options on those. And what I love about it is, at the end, when I sell cash secured put options on stocks that I don't mind owning the rest of my life, I don't care what happens come expiration day. The option expires worthless, I keep the premium. The option doesn't expire worthless, I keep the premium and I buy the stock. You know, it doesn't matter. I buy the stock, I start selling covered calls. I don't buy the stock, I sell more put options. It's just really good. It works out really, really well for me. So you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.